Huy Pham is a first-generation Vietnamese-American marketer and entrepreneur. He's launched startups like Paradise Fields, been a bridge to culture for brands like Toyota, Red Bull, and Google, and scaled Bishop's, a regional franchise, to over 100 locations nationwide in year one. His studio, Thankful, has developed a process to tell compelling stories on digital platforms that drive results. Huy has built brands and grown businesses. Now he makes content and develops training to help people realize their potential and how a Wi-Fi connection can help them get there. Please welcome Huy Pham.
Does posting on social media give you anxiety? Is keeping up with all the constantly changing platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, is that all overwhelming? Do you feel the pressure to post, but you're not actually really excited about it? Well, we're here to help. By 2021, there's going to be over 3 billion people on social media. And on Facebook alone, there's going to be 1.4 billion active users daily. Now, what do they all have in common? They all have problems that only Jesus can solve. And what's unprecedented is that we can reach them from a device in our pocket. Here's the big idea. If you minister on social media, your ministry will grow. My name is Huy Pham. I'm the founder of Thankful. We're a full-service marketing agency. We've built brands across agriculture, automotive, and healthcare. And now we're building products and training to help Christians better share their faith online. Meet Kenny Vaughn. He's got a ministry on Instagram, and he's the perfect case study for how to grow on social media without the anxiety and overwhelm. He has a Q&A show, basically, on his Instagram channel. And it's pretty straightforward. He takes questions from his audience and then he answers them. It's how he does it that's so interesting. So it's incredibly low tech. He's not in like a studio, and he's not there's not crazy good lighting and none of that stuff. Like there's no production value on any of the content that he's posting. All he does is he takes a question, writes it with a big black felt marker on a piece of paper, holds it up to the camera screen so that his audience can read the question, and then he drops it and answers the question. He's using a smartphone and he's shooting it in a poorly lit garage most of the time. I've seen him grow from a couple of hundred followers when I first started paying attention to him about a year ago to over 100,000 followers during that time period. This is like the equivalent of Billy Graham's audience in New York Stadium on August 10th, 1957. It's about 100,000 people. Right? Except Kenny can reach out to them every single day. This is the big idea. If you minister on social media, your ministry will grow. Let's unpack Kenny's channel and do some do's and don'ts so that you have takeaways to grow your own ministry using social media. Let's start with the don'ts. There's 3 P's. Don't promote ministry, don't play the hero, and don't post irregularly. Kenny does not promote other ministries on his Instagram channel. His Instagram channel and the content that's posted on it is ministry. This is the most common thing that I see on Christian pages is they're promoting a ministry somewhere else. So they're promoting Bible studies, they're promoting church, they're promoting a mission, they're promoting donating to a cause. What's problematic about this is that you automatically fall into what I like to think of as like a sales bucket, right? So like you're trying to get somebody to do something off the platform. And just to be frank, nobody likes being sold. People are using social media to escape, to be entertained, to be educated, and to connect. Play the hero. Kenny doesn't play Frodo on his channel. He plays Gandalf. Here's what I mean by this. Most people are the heroes in their own stories, right? They're trying to level up. They're trying to unlock something. They're trying to achieve the next goal, whether it be to beat depression or kick an addiction or get married or, raise kids, right? Like there's goals people have and they actually need guides, not other heroes in the story. And so when you position yourself as a guide, you're showing up as Gandalf for Frodo to help Frodo get to Mordor because you've already been there, right? And so this is what's really powerful is that we have constant testimonies of life transformation happening around us all the time because of Jesus Christ. And so when you show up and testify of those stories and give the practical steps that these other people around you are experiencing in their own lives, joy, fulfillment, peace, like all of those good things, that is when the hero, your audience, looks to you to say, hey, I want that. How do I get that? Can you help me? Don't be another Frodo. Be Gandalf. Posting irregularly. I see Kenny in my feed while I'm scrolling answering a question at least 2 times a week. So there's 2 big reasons why you don't want to post irregularly. One is the algorithm or the machine itself doesn't favor irregularity because the mission of the machine is to keep people's attention on the machine. So if you post irregularly and you're also promoting ministry, the likelihood of somebody ignoring your post is very high, and so the machine is just going to dock your content and push it way down in the feed. So if I have 500 people that I'm following, your posts are going to get way down the feed, potentially to the point where I would be scrolling and leave the app before I see your content. 2 is really leveraging the rule of impressions. So 7 impressions and people start to remember something that they're seeing. The more impressions, the more trust is built. The other thing that's happening is that solution or that thing that's being presented is staying top of mind, tip of tongue. The less impressions means you're forgettable. So if you're not posting regularly, your audience is going to forget your message, forget your face, and every single time you show up, it's basically like starting over again. So let's talk about the do's. There's 3 C's. Create connection, consider the context, and consistently share. Let's break it down. Create a connection. Kenny's content creates a connection because it's meeting a need and he's showing up authentically. I mean, this man is in a hat, in a t-shirt, in his garage. Like, if I am somebody that is from around his area and recognizes his accent, Kenny could be my neighbor. If I'm somebody that's a vet, he always is wearing a U.S. Army hat. That's a point of connection that can only happen if you show up as your authentic self. When you show up with the intention to meet a need and you show up authentically, you're giving. I like to keep my content ratios to 90% give, 10% ask. So when I've deposited 90% consistently, I can actually ask 10%, and the likelihood of my ask, whether it be like, hey, come to church, or hey, let's meet up for a cup of coffee, or hey, I have this event going on, or hey, donate to this cause, the likelihood of people saying, yes, I want to do this, is because there's so much trust and you've given so much, you've deposited so much, so that when you ask for a withdrawal, the likelihood of a yes is way higher. Consider the context. So Kenny breaks all the rules of media ministry, the traditional media ministry model, which is broadcast quality content for television, right? Like, he's in a garage, it's really terrible lighting, like he's using a smartphone, so the video quality isn't very good. But the thing that's important here is that he's showing up with something to say for his audience. In addition, when you're positioning yourself as a guide or as Gandalf in the story, you're really thinking about what your hero needs, right? You're really thinking about them. And so you can actually show up appropriately. And what happens when you show up appropriately is your voice and your tone are actually matching what they're looking for. And the likelihood of negative virality, or, showing up tone deaf and then getting shared all over the internet, versus positive virality, which is, hey, this completely and perfectly resonates. Let me send this to my cousin. He needs to hear this message. Goes way up. Consistently sharing. When you show up to meet a need on social media and you see the impact that's happening, right? You're going to get excited to minister on social in the same way you got excited to get into ministry in the first place. So you'll show up consistently and you'll show up with something to say. There's all kinds of ways to make this easy. You can batch produce content, you can schedule in advance, etc. But the principle is the same. If you show up consistently, you're tapping into the rule of impressions. And when you tap into the rule of impressions, you're building trust. Once trust is built, it's easy to transfer an online relationship to an in real life relationship. Think of it like this. You're planting seeds on the internet and God can reap those seeds. Those seeds planted and watered online can become baptisms in real life. Go big. Your audience is far more expansive than you realize. It's a crazy shift in communications happening right now. There are no borders online. Like, there's no like something that's being posted in Idaho can be received in Indonesia and change a life, right? Your audience, your personal experiences, the experiences of what Jesus is doing in the lives around you can impact people globally. You can do this all from a device in your pocket. People are searching for answers that you have. My call to my brothers and sisters in Christ is that we show up to meet their needs online. If you minister on social media, your ministry will grow. I want to help make social media easier, less time consuming, and more effective. My agency put together a quick start social media playbook. If you text EC3 to 971-232-3491, we'll send it to you for free. Thank you so much for your attention and time. I'm excited to see what God does.